we go. All right, recording. This is Ian Tournay, producer at Phoenix Labs, where we're making Dauntless. And if you want the latest, best information on the next free-to-play game that you should be playing, then you need to be listening to Budget Arcade.
Hello, gamers, and welcome to Budget Arcade, a free-to-play gaming podcast to help you navigate through the growing realm of free-to-play games. I'm Scott.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Elliot.
And welcome to episode number 34. Just to recap, we play a free-to-play game each week, and then we rate and review it. Elliot, what is this week's game?
In a much happier voice than last time,
Yeah.
we played Call of Duty Mobile, which is a free-to-play first-person shooter developed by, I think it's TMI Studios. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Too much information?
It's capital T, lowercase I, capital M, lowercase I. So I think it's TMI, I think.
Timmy?
I didn't look it up. Yeah, I think TMI is much better sounding, right? Anyway, developed by TMI, published by Activision, and it is available for Android and iOS. It released globally on October 1st of 2019. It features 2 in-game currencies as well as a battle pass. And now here's the get this, sit down for this. This game received over 35 million downloads within the first 3 days of release, earning $2 million US in revenue.
Jeez.
After one week, the game had surpassed 100 million downloads and generated over 18 million in revenue, making it the largest mobile game launch in history. Crazy.
Wow. Like, bigger than Pokemon Go.
Insane.
No, what was the game we played? It was that last Pokemon game we played
Masters.
that was like pretty large too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I bet I would be willing to imagine Mario Kart had to have been pretty big too.
Yeah,
You know,
I would think that it'd have to be.
Where
Or
would
at
we
least
get those
the
numbers
download.
from?
I don't know where we would get those numbers. That's
It's
a
kind
very
of a
good question.
weird thing, though. So they had 100 million downloads, and they made $13 million?
18.
Is it just me, or does that seem low for that sort of... Like,
I think it is a
I
little
guess you're
bit.
not converting that many people to paying, so...
The real thing, I think, is we're living in the wild west of mobile games right now, right? This is still very new territory. You know,
Yeah,
every
I would agree.
big-ish thing is like the next big thing. I mean, Pokemon
Yeah.
Masters it wasn't even 3 months ago, right? And that was the number one when it released. So
Yeah, that's true.
it's just kind of that
Yeah.
thing where it's just going to be beaten by, you know, Fortnite Chapter 2 or whatever, you know.
Oh,
whatever the heck they're
Fortnite 2 is
releasing.
coming, that's right.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Or it's here already
Yeah.
if you're
Do we-
listening.
That's my prediction from
Did
a
we
black
wanna-
hole.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
did
been
we want to
leaks
talk
too,
about
right?
that any?
There's been
Yeah.
leaks that it's called Chapter 2, right?
Well, it's Fortnite, and we've often praised their microtransaction, the way they handle that. And I think it's one of those free-to-play games that does it right. So they're geniuses. The creative team there, as far as like stirring up interest in their game, are just so genius. Like, I remember how excited I was to be online during the rocket launch. You can look that up on YouTube, Fortnite rocket launch, where just everybody was online at the same time and they were experiencing the same in-game event. It was just, I think, unprecedented. You know, I've never played WoW, but maybe Ellie can say whether something like that's happened there. But to me, it's unprecedented to have that sort of event. But now there's a black hole that's gobbled up the Fortnite game. And
Yeah.
there's right now the number one stream on Twitch is just video of this black hole on Fortnite.
It was like the top 7 streams. And they
Yeah.
all...
Insane.
It's insane. Yeah.
And people are watching just something that's barely more than a still screen.
Yeah.
Well, but there's also numbers that are being flashed up every so often too, and
Yeah.
people are trying to speculate at what those numbers mean.
Yeah, they're being converted into words. There's like a sentence or two now. The
Yeah,
worst part
I imagine.
is
I think it would
Well,
benefit
what's funny
them
is
to be
somebody on
Fortnite
Twitter,
too, but
they took the first set of numbers and used them in the Google Maps, and it pulled up like this street image of a bunch of crabs at somebody's house.
huh?
It was like a crab Armageddon type of thing. But then
Interesting.
since then, there's been other numbers that have come out as well, and everybody's got their predictions on what it's going to be.
the crazy part
But
is we record on a Sunday, and like by the time this comes out, the answers are probably already there. So
Oh,
we'll
that's
either-
true.
we'll
So
either
this is a
sound
little piece of
smart
history.
or-
So what?
or-
Let's real quick then. What's your prediction, Scott?
oh gosh, I don't even know. I don't follow the Fortnite lore well enough to even know what's going to
say
happen.
that.
Lore is a
sentence out
strong
loud.
word for Fortnite because it's not really lore. It's like there isn't really lore. It's just kind of whatever they throw against the wall. But even
Yeah.
as someone who's done with Fortnite and hasn't played it in over a year, this is just cool. It's interesting and fun. And it's fun
Yeah,
to
no, I
speculate.
agree with that.
I'm hoping that it's Fortnite 2, that when the black hole opens, Fortnite 2 comes
It's-
out and everybody just jumps in again. And it's like,
All right, well here's my prediction then. It's going to be Fortnite auto chess.
I would be fine with that. But so like what if it's like built so everyone knows that Fortnite was built around a game that wasn't a battle royale. It
Right.
was built around this fort building game. So what if they made
Yeah.
a new battle royale from the ground up that was Fortnite 2? It could be interesting, And maybe there were some handcuffs and limitations from being, a pivot from another game. So I think it's fascinating, and I'm looking forward to see what they do next.
So are you saying they're going to just completely scrap this game and make a whole new game?
No way. All those skins, all that money. There's people with V-Bucks that are like freaking out if you go on Twitter right now.
Oh, well, they don't have anything to worry about, I don't think.
No,
Because I think
God, no.
that Epic's done such a great job with that. I don't think your V-Bucks are going anywhere. And I think they may convert those skins into the next game. I'm just saying maybe it's a new engine or just new ideas, something to take it, because, it's been slowly dying, and something to bring the interest back other than just doing another map change like they've done in the past, and maybe doing a full rework that will have people say, hey, I liked the first one. People like me who played it a lot and then gave up on it for a while, I would jump back in if it's really a reworking. But if it's just another map, that's not going to do anything for me.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should just keep our eyes open, and if something new does come from it, we should jump on it and then follow up maybe the following week or something.
So
Yeah.
I'm calling it. This is my prediction. We are recording on Sunday, the whatever today is, 13th, and it is Fortnite 2. That's my prediction. I'm going to look like a genius come whenever the hell they're going to reveal it.
Yeah, it's going to be called Fortnite Chapter 2. And I only say that because I saw some stuff online that said that was leaked on like an Apple website on
Well, I'm excited to see what it is.
Italy or something.
We should probably talk
Well, I
about
know
this
the
week's
data
game.
miners are on it. Yeah, we should.
Gameplay.
Okay, so gameplay on this game is fairly simplistic when it comes to it is a first-person shooter on mobile. You have a virtual joystick on the left-hand side of your screen, and then you've got a fire button on the right hand of your screen.
Right and left.
You can set it up to right and left. So, but you can set it up to where you hold down the fire button and it will zoom in on your sights, your iron sights, and then will start to fire as you've zoomed in. And you can drag it wherever you need to go to hit your opponents with it. I forget what the other function was because there was two different setups that you could do. I picked that setup. Did any of you pick the other setup?
I just, whatever stock out of the box is what I used.
Yeah, I used both. I don't know. I didn't see much of a difference between the two. They both played pretty similarly, I thought.
If you played Call of Duty, you kind of know what to expect. It feels like Call of Duty. You get your kill streaks and your death matches. I enjoyed the standard mode that we had where you start on two sides of the map and then you have a brief period of invincibility. So there's no spawn camping. And I thought that was really nice. It's just kind of this two teams mode and you meet in the middle. And I think that worked really nice. But
Team deathmatch.
Yeah. Well, then they had a free-for-all mode, like an event that just started, I think, yesterday or Saturday.
Yep.
And so
Yeah,
they've got
2 days ago, I believe.
cycling events. And I mean, if you enjoy Call of Duty, it's kind of got all the components there in a free-to-play package. It's got a Battle Royale, which is a different map than what's on Black Ops 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
But a lot of the locations are the same. They're just in different places.
I never played 4.
Well, so 4's Battle Royale was a bunch of the multiplayer maps were used sort of as points of interest on a much larger map. And so those same points of interest are here, but they're in different locations. So the map is different, but there's very familiar places on that map.
So also, as you're playing the game, you level up your character, and as you level up, you unlock more things that you can put on your character as far as weapon slots, secondary weapons, your kill streak bonuses, different types of, let's see, backpacks, I think was one of them. I'm trying to remember everything. Your perks that you can get. Elliot, do you remember what levels I had said everything at?
No.
I wish I had written these down, because it's like, every level or every 2 levels you unlock something new.
Yeah.
There's
It was high, though. It was
5
very high
slots
to unlock everything.
Yeah. Well, there's 5 different loadout slots, if I remember correctly. And after the first slot, you unlock everything. Then you go into the second slot and start unlocking things in there. But it's every 2 levels you unlock something new in that slot, and then so on and so forth. I want to say it was the 5th slot to unlock everything was level 75.
Yeah, it was something
Question
like
mark?
that. It was extremely high, and also, why would you use a loadout where you don't have all the things unlocked? So it's just kind of worthless until you're there. So I guess it's their way of trying to hook you in to continue playing. But
yeah, well, I think you could also unlock it with cash.
I'm sure.
There's almost no doubt to that, right?
Yeah.
More than likely. I didn't pursue it further to see if that was the case, obviously, because I'm not going to pay the money for it. That's not how we do this on the podcast.
I have problems with doing this show is I don't ever really look at the depth of what you get for paying, because I just have no interest in paying, especially for something like Call of Duty, where I know when we're done playing, I'm taking it off my phone just because it's not for me. So I guess we'll save that for the paywall, though.
Yeah. So there was also, you've got your team deathmatch mode. There's a unranked and a ranked, and then you've got, of course, your battle royale mode. And then, like Jeff said, there's an event right now where you've got the free for all, kill everybody to win. I forget how many points it is. I want to say it's 50 points to win or 40 points to win, something like that. I only played a couple matches.
Someone play the free for all today, and I want to say it was less than that, because it seemed like the matches were really quick, which is good for mobile, So I want to say it's probably closer to 25. But I am
well, honestly,
not 100%.
all the matches were actually pretty quick, except for the battle royale.
Well,
right.
Obviously, those matches take longer because you got a larger map. And I'll be honest, it felt like there was bots on the battle royale.
Oh, there most
whereas-
certainly were. Yeah.
Yeah, most assuredly. But the nice thing is the team deathmatch and the ranked and also the free for all. I don't think there's any bots in there. I think you're playing 100% real people.
I definitely play with some bots. But it was early on in the week. But I definitely play with bots because I was number 1, and I was like, "There's can't be true."
Right. Out of the box, I was just shredding people, and I think that's just something that's going on right now. I think they want people to have a fun experience when they first turn the game on. Fortnite's adding bots. It's just kind of going around, and it's not something I'm a huge fan of. It doesn't keep me around, I don't feel like I'm really having that much fun slaying easy bots. So I'm not a fan of having bots in the game. I think a proper matchmaking system would be better, but it is what it is. They try to appeal to the masses. If it works, hey, that's what they're trying to do. And I'd be interested to see how other people feel about having bots in these battle royales and multiplayer games, which historically you don't run into.
That's true. Well, I would say, though, definitely the ranked mode has no bots in it, because I was definitely getting pretty rocked there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell when it had a bot or not, is because I have a chance to shoot someone. I'm like, that's not a bot. But the times I just got immediately deleted, I knew it wasn't a bot. It plays like, so the other thing that we could compare this to that we played before would be PUBG Mobile. And I really like the controls in that game, and I feel like the controls are still pretty good here. I would run into the same problem that I did in mobile PUBG, where I'd accidentally fire when I didn't mean to.
Yes, I did that too.
So just, even though this is on mobile and it controls pretty well for a mobile game, nothing replaces having physical controls in your hand, be that keyboard and mouse, or controller. And there's just limitations that you can't get around. And this has a crouch, and you can leap over things, and you got to manage your inventory. And so there's a lot going on with what is limited controls. I think they've done pretty good with what they've got, but it still feels shoehorned onto the platform to me. The graphics, on the other hand, look pretty great. I thought they, maybe not current console quality, but certainly Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 look pretty good.
Switch. Elliot, is there anything
Am
you
I
want to
allowed
add?
to talk now?
Elliot, don't you start.
Oh.
All right. I saw what you put on Twitter. I listened to Tess and Elliot this week. I heard what you said about me and Scott.
Oh, dude,
I heard
today
that too.
or yesterday, I can't say that. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's my first time actually saying that without meaning to. I poo-pooed on YouTube.
You want me to beep it or delete it?
I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I hate when I do that on accident. I poo-pooed on you guys so hard yesterday, and it was kind of funny, but I, like, listening back when I was editing, I was like, oh my god, I sound so mean that I just, like, cut it out altogether. But I think you two would have found it really funny, but it was so, I was like, oh, that was really not very nice at all for two people who, like, I'm friends with, but I haven't met in person.
To be on Tess and Elliot.
Oh, dude, open invitation to either of you.
Untethered.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Always standing invitation. And now I've lost my train of thought, what I was even trying to get at. Man, anyway, I was going to say, this, gameplay-wise, it's like a greatest hits. The maps are all the best maps of each version of Call of Duty that they have it on. You know, Nuketown, that is, but they're all like that, you know? They're all the small, big hit maps. It's hard for me not to see this as, like, a small advertisement for the big Call of Duty game that comes out in like 2 weeks. Like, it just screams that to me. Like, it's a month before the release of the big, you know, and it feels that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fun. I don't know if I've played a first-person shooter on my phone with better controls, or even a third-person shooter. I think the controls were I found them to be really solid for the game.
Yeah, I would compare them to the mobile PUBG. I mean, I thought they were both pretty well. I really like aiming on a mobile phone because you get a one-to-one movement, and I find it's easier to be accurate than on a controller. So other than all the accidental gunfire, moving your feet can be unintuitive. It's fun. I mean, I had fun. It controlled well enough for me to enjoy it.
I don't know how they can make this better control-wise.
The only answer is to move it to something with physical controls.
Right? I think that's the only answer. I think this is, control-wise, as good as you're going to get.
My thing was, maybe I would simplify it. I'd get rid of the crouch. I'd kind of take as many buttons away as possible.
See, I used the crouch a lot and was very successful.
I'm sure. I'm not saying that it's a bad mechanic.
I didn't use it very much.
Right.
But anything that declutters the screen, I'm in favor of, because it's too easy on a mobile screen where everything's flush to hit the wrong button at the wrong time. And to take as much of those controls off the screen as you can. Like, as we look back at Mario Kart Tour, they stripped everything down to just steering, and it still came out pretty great.
True, very true.
I think maybe they could simplify this just a little bit.
Yeah, they could get rid of the one kill streak weapon that you get.
I hated that
mine
thing.
was
It
like
was
a
terrible with
flamethrower, and then you can unlock a minigun later. But it's like it's pointless to have it because you got your regular kill streaks, you've got your normal weapon and your secondary weapon. It's kind of pointless to have that.
Did you guys ever run around
kill
with the
streak
knife?
weapon?
I did.
Yes.
Very early on.
Oh man, it's OP against those bots. You just run up
Yeah.
and stab them, and they don't even do anything.
Terrible.
Yes, that's true. It was pretty fun. Also, the voice chat was very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
didn't
was
have a
crisp
problem at
and
all.
clean.
Now we did play that one night, and we played one match successfully, and then I just stayed queued up. I hit the button that said play again, and then you guys got dumped out, and it dumped me into another match.
Yeah, we both
So-
hit leave.
It's because we didn't hit play.
Okay,
again.
so that's
why.
not necessarily a problem with the game. It's just we didn't communicate.
Yeah, because we played
I just
another
hit-
couple of games together after that.
I see.
We tried to invite
cool.
you back.
Oh,
we tried.
no, it's
we sat and
fine.
waited. And I believe Scott's words were meh. I can only
Not
carry
inviting
one
me
guy.
back?
Inviting you back.
Yeah, he's like, I can only carry
Yeah.
one of you.
No,
and he
we
chose
tried to
me.
invite you back.
Okay, well,
Yes, I did get MVP quite a bit on those bots.
yeah. Paywall.
Anything else we want to add to the gameplay? I'm trying to think of. There was 9 maps total? Is
I
that
think
what I said
that
it
was
was, or
right.
7?
I think it was 9. I felt like 3 at times, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, I kind of got the same map, which was the houses.
Yeah.
The 2 houses across the street
there's
a
Nuketown.
lot.
Nuketown.
And
Yeah.
then I ended up in a warehouse at one point.
Yeah, the warehouse one. Yeah, there's the street one
So
as well.
there was whenever you queue up, there's actually an option. It took me a little bit to find it, but you can go into it and the standard set is random map, but you can actually select which map you want to queue up for, and I guess it'll throw you in the game specifically for that map.
Okay.
But it was a little bit buried in the UI. And I don't want to say the UI on this wasn't that great. It was kind of cluttered, just like mobile PUBG was.
Yeah, I agree.
There was a couple things that were a little bit straightforward, but for the most part, it was way too cluttered.
I think
just
it
like mobile
was
PUBG.
better than mobile PUBG's UI, but not by much.
Well, and here's the caveat to that, Jeff. When mobile PUBG first dropped, the UI looked about the same as this.
Okay.
Since they've added more stuff and more stuff to be able to purchase, the UI has gotten more and more cluttered, and I think this same thing will happen with the mobile Call of Duty.
Paywall.
Paying gets you... What was the currency in this?
There's 2. I do not remember the names of them, but there are 2. It's the standard, buy one for the other one kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's the standard where, you got to buy one and convert it to the other to be able to purchase different things. You get tickets to be able to upgrade your weapons, and those upgraded weapons will unlock different attachments for those weapons. I did, however, if I were to purchase the Battle Pass in this game, it seems to level quite quickly. I don't know if you guys noticed leveling pretty fast or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing is not to go back to Fortnite, but if you play Fortnite and you get a battle pass, you're going to be able to complete it by the end of the season and not even really having to try that hard, just making sure you hit your challenges
weekly
for the
quests,
week.
Yeah.
Right. And I've obviously been playing auto chess games, and one of them really felt like, man, I really have to grind hard to get all the way through this thing without paying additional money. So if it levels fast, that's great, because once you pay for the battle pass, it needs to feel attainable to keep me wanting to come back to keep trying to attain it. So that would be a plus.
You don't want any Apex Legends style.
Yeah, exactly. Like you either have to put in an unreasonable amount of time or money to get
Win every
everything.
match.
Right. And one of the things I liked about Call of Duty's challenge, or not Call of Duty, Fortnite's challenges, is that they weren't skill based.
Right.
Some of them were, but a lot of them were just land here and find this thing, and okay, that you didn't have to
Yeah, they usually
be
had
awesome at the
one,
game.
one a week that was kind of skill based. but it was
Yeah,
never
like
really
get a
that
win,
hard.
but if you
Yeah.
play squads, you'll get a win, sooner or later.
Well, this game too, there wasn't really that skill based either. I think a couple of them were like play 2 matches of Battle Royale. There was another one that was like play so many games in the multiplayer, play 2 games in ranked, and it was stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they leveled up pretty quickly. I want to say it was like 24, level 24 on the Battle Pass, without purchasing anything. And granted, you only get like, something minimal on each tier of it, but like if you purchase something, if you purchase the Battle Pass, you get quite a bit of stuff on it. We're missing anything on the paying?
So what would you consider this then, Sky? Is this pay to win or bedazzle?
I would say pay to bedazzle. I didn't see
Now,
really a pay to
can't you
win
buy
aspect of it.
better
just
weapons with real money?
Well, you can purchase some weapons, but I really feel a lot of the weapon stuff that you would purchase isn't really going to make you any better because it's still a skill-based game.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be one of those games where we get a letter about how wrong we are. So in advance, we apologize because, like, Path of Exile and mobile PUBG,
1 week.
1 week we weren't able to do everything, but it just feels like we're saying a lot of wrong things or speculating a lot. So I'm expecting your letter soon, person who loves this game.
If they listen to the podcast, that is.
Yes.
We'll probably get the letter like
months down the road. Like one of the episodes was Path of Exile was out for like 3 months, and then we finally got a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with podcasts. People pick it up here and there and really like, oh, I'll listen to this if it's about my game I play. What the hell are they thinking?
Replayability.
3 modes so far, 4 modes. Multiple maps that you can choose, or you can do a rotating random map. I think that's about it. You got your battle pass,
your battle royale,
keep you going back.
I mean, if you're a battle royale fan, I mean, you can get a lot of time out of a battle royale before you start getting bored.
We didn't talk about it, but you also have to reach, was it level 7 before you could even do the battle royale? So
yeah, but like we said, you level pretty fast. It's not that big a deal.
Enough to learn the game before they put you into what they probably assumed being their big selling point of Call of Duty Mobile.
Mm-hmm. I would think so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also had to level up before you even hit that paywall too, and that seems to be a thing with a lot of mobile games these days. When it comes to the free games, they want you to like get that taste in before they drop that. Oh, you can get this for this amount of money. And I know after I reached a certain level, that's when I started getting hounding with the ads of purchase this, purchase that. Purchase this, X out. Purchase this, X out. Purchase this, X out.
Exactly.
Purchase this, X out. Okay, now I can get to the game.
Yeah, here's my thing about microtransactions in games. I gotta like your game first, and even getting to level 7 or playing a game for a week, I'm just not chipping a coin in. I've played a lot of free-to-play games, but even like Fortnite, it took me a little bit to get into Fortnite before I wanted a cool new skin, or playing auto chess before I wanted to buy into the battle pass. I wanted to know that it's a game I'm going to spend a lot of time with, and I've never impulse buyed because it just flashed up in the screen. Hey, you need to get these boots. Oh, I guess I need to get these boots. I like that, like microtransactions that make me want to pay for it because I like the game and I want to support it. But I definitely don't like the in-your-face nature of this.
Well, I mean, it's about hooks, right? I mean, a really good example is World of Warcraft, where you pay monthly to continue playing the same game, but they do this thing where they have a hook where you got to get on every day and do this or do that in order to get the next real big thing. And then when you have that big thing, you'll do this and you'll do that to the next big thing, and the first taste is always free, right? It's all about the hook. Like, are our hooks good enough to keep you coming back?
Right.
And then dropping money.
I think especially, I think most of us really agree that our favorite sort of microtransaction is cosmetic, because it doesn't affect the gameplay. So something like auto chess, something like Fortnite, where the money you're spending doesn't really change the game. But you look at Fortnite and they'd have Marvel skins, or they had a fake John Wick on one of their battle passes early on, and then they had an authentic Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
John Wick
Yeah.
skin. And that's the sort of thing I'm like, well, that's $20 gone. If you just come out with really cool stuff, we're going to pay for it. You don't have to ruin the game. Just make really cool stuff. And I think that's shown that works. And like Elliot says, if it didn't work, they wouldn't do the schemey stuff. But the schemey stuff doesn't work on me. As soon as an element I have to pay for to make the game easier or make it so I can compete, I'm out.
Well, I think another big thing too is, do the developers believe in the game they're putting out? And if that's true with like Fortnite, they believed that was going to work, and it has.
Mm-hmm.
Do people, does Call of Duty believe that this is going to last? Or do they think we need to get as much money as we can before the next, big Call of Duty comes out? I think there's two
I think
lines of
going
thought.
back to replayability, it will last because it's Call of Duty. And they can patch this with whatever new map or new guns that come up that they've developed in the main core series. And so I can just see Call of Duty Mobile being like how Madden is on mobile, where it's just the app and they update it and it keeps going. And, because first-person shooters are never going to go out of style.
Right.
And Call of Duty's been the king of first-person shooters for a long time now. So I really think that they're not going to have any problem there, especially, you've already seen big success out of it.
I think they really should have released this in July, and this would have been huge.
Why do you say
and
that?
then lead up to the big Call of Duty in October, and then do the next big mobile in July, and then the next big Call of Duty.
I hear you,
just
but
to
it
push
is the
in.
biggest mobile launch of all time already.
Sure. Oh, sure. But, it's going to be all these people playing. I'm not all of them, but I think a lot of them are just waiting for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is to buy their time.
But when they're at work and they're thinking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare at home, what are they going to do in the meantime?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and that may very well be true. But if you release this 6 months after the big one, you know what I mean? Instead of an every year cycle, you had an every 6 months of mobile or main. I think that would really, long-term wise, would be really beneficial for them. Give me something in July when no one else is playing Call of Duty on my Xbox. So now we're all playing this on our phones. You know, it leads me into getting excited again. I don't know.
Judgment.
All right, Jeff, does this get your seal?
Yeah. There's enough good here, and I think you can get a lot out of this without paying a dime. Really, once you open a Battle Royale mode that's free, there's no reason to buy anything other than that you love the game and you want the visuals that come with paying. So I think it's worthwhile. The controls are good. It's, if you liked PoBLMUBG or whatever I called that game, you're going to like this one. It's pretty good.
All right, Elliot, how about yourself?
Yeah, I feel like I keep improving games. I feel like the last 5 to 7 games I keep saying oh, it's worth it, and I'm going to continue that trend. I think it's pretty good. I don't think you could do much better. I think there are definitely worse first-person shooters on your phone. It was fun.
And I got to say, too, this isn't my usual genre. And I think for someone who likes Call of Duty, they're going to go crazy for it.
Yeah, I was a big Call of Duty guy in college because everybody had a 360. Everyone was playing Modern Warfare, and it just kind of died off, and I really have not paid attention to Call of Duty for a long time. I didn't even know that the new Call of Duty coming out was a Modern Warfare reboot until I started playing this and started looking up that kind of stuff. So I'm not interested in it. I'm not going to get it, but it definitely piqued my interest. So I guess it kind of did wet my beak a little bit for it. Not enough to jump in $60 into another mainstay game, but it gets my seal. It's not bad.
Modern Warfare 2 back in the day was definitely my jam.
Mm-hmm.
I love Modern
360.
Warfare 2.
Me too.
That was actually the first Xbox 360 game that I 100%ed on everything.
That's the one that had Spec Ops. And Jason
Yeah.
and I loved Spec Ops. We 100%ed Spec Ops. So good.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a
And
blast.
It's excellent. And that was before Call of Duty sort of got the stigma it has now of just sort of releasing the same thing over and over again. But that was a great game.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I 100% of that. Got every single achievement on that game. So much fun. So obviously this game it holds, near and dear to my heart because it's got the same feels with the maps and everything. I got that thrill of being able to take out people and be on the top. Even with the ranked mode, as hard as people were playing on that, I still did pretty well. I wasn't like, MVP or anything like that, but I got enough kills that I wasn't at the bottom of the list, which was, it felt like the original games were. So this definitely gets my seal. This game is definitely budget arcade approved. Recommend going out, downloading it, playing it. I mean, if you haven't already, the numbers are there. Other people are playing it too. Yeah. It's not like you're going to be playing a bunch of bots. Maybe just, the beginning levels. But as you progress, it's going to get harder and harder because you're going to get against other people that are playing as much as you.
Yeah, I think the only person that it wouldn't work for is someone with not a lot of memory, because this Joker takes up over a gig on your phone. So that would be the only other thing. If you don't have a lot of internal storage, you're probably going to have to uninstall something because it's a beefy game.
Yeah, it is. We did have one listener commentary. Jeff, you want to take that?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
My boy Danny K.
Yeah, Danny K from the Next to Nothing podcast, which you can listen to. It's on Twitch on Tuesdays, or is it Monday?
No, Tuesday 7 Central.
Tuesday 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and then of course you can find his podcast where you can listen to the recorded show wherever you listen to podcasts. It's called Next to Nothing. So Danny K writes, when I got my first iPod Touch in high school, I used to play Battlefield Bad Company that had a multiplayer. COD Mobile took what was good about that game and ran with it. Adding an auto fire was a brilliant choice in my opinion, and with its moments of this game, am I reading this wrong? Or with it, moments of this game feel liking I'm playing a mainline COD. I am not misreading that. Sorry, Danny.
He probably mistyped it.
Yeah. I'll edit for him. And with moments like this, the game feels like I'm playing a mainline Call of Duty. It's fun to go back to some of these maps that I used to spend hours of time on, like Nuketown. This has so far been a surprisingly pleasant experience.
Yeah, he originally wasn't going to play this until I prodded him on his stream. Mm-hmm. He was like, okay, I'll download it. I'll check it out, because I was like, yeah, you could play with us and all that, which we never ended up getting to play with him, but he seems to enjoy the game as well.
For people who don't know Scott, I think he has missed his calling in sales because he's very persistent,
I suppose. All right, so
nice.
Next week we will be playing Asphalt 9 Legends, which is this even like a sequel of something, or is it just Asphalt?
So
9
Asphalt
is
a racing series that's been around a long time, primarily on mobile.
It is a racing series.
Well, I wouldn't even call it recent. Mobile phone gaming has been around a long time now.
Said.
What's that?
No, I said series.
Yeah, I know you said series, but the series has been out a while. Like Asphalt 1. I think Asphalt 1 even came out on the Game Boy Advance. It's an old series. It was on the DS.
Okay, so this is definitely the 9th iteration then.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. It's on Switch. It's free. So I'm really looking forward to playing a free game on a console for a change.
Yeah.
So,
all right, we want to thank you for joining us.
Stop.
What you got?
All right. So, I want Elliot on Next to Nothing had recommended the Memory Palace podcast, and Scott's been really enjoying it. So, Eddie, you want to do a round of some podcast suggestions?
Ooh, yeah. Let me pull up my app right here. I got a couple.
Is that cool with you, Scott?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have any suggestions? Or
I would suggest the Gamerheads podcast.
Yeah, those are good guys too.
They're a good group. They stream as well. They do a lot of the news stuff, and that's nice because it's pretty much where I go for my gaming news. And then obviously I always recommend the New Game Plus podcast. They're the inspiration for this podcast to begin with, so always recommend them.
Yeah. So and of course it's October, so I got to bring up a Scary Home Companion. He just did a retrospective on Friday the 13th, And if he says it's quite different from what he did. I thought it was, as a fan of Friday the 13th, I thought it was really funny. And he's got a lot of spooky stories on there, if that's your calling. The podcast I listen to the most, and I'm kind of binging, they have over 200 episodes, and I'm getting close to having them all done, is an Australian podcast called Do Go On. And every episode's a different topic. If you wanted to check that out, check out the Chernobyl episode. Is really good.
And did you ever watch the HBO Chernobyl series?
I started it because I
Phenomenal.
enjoyed I'll get to it.
It's
no,
so good. Oh.
No.
The best part is that it's a mini series, so it's it's very self-contained. But
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
What you got for us, Ellie? Give me a new podcast.
I got two. I got one called Noble Blood. Each story is a little different. They just kind of started in July. They're kind of like an every other week thing. Their first episode was really good. It was about Marie Antoinette. They had one about King Charles II. All kinds of just like it's noble blood. So it's not necessarily about how these noble people die, but just the lives that they've kind of lived. Very interesting. It's very well done. And another one that I've been listening to that I really like is called Hitman. And the premise of Hitman is crazy. Somebody, I don't, without spoiling anything, murders this family essentially, and it's kind of blamed on this like Hitman book, this How to Be a Hitman book. And the story's just kind of crazy. They've only got a couple episodes left in their first season, but it's a very wild ride. Very good storytelling too. Very good journalism. Those are my two that I would recommend right now.
Nice. We want to thank everybody for joining us. If you're listening on iTunes, we ask that you would please leave us a 5-star review. But if you decide to be that douchebag that leaves the 1-star review,
let's not get butthurt.
Would you at least put why?
Oh, Scott is so... Ooh. Oh, boy.
Listen,
I just want to know why.
I know.
If it's something that we...
That is so good.
I know why. What was the episode where we lost our data and we recorded
World
and it
of
was
Tanks?
awful? He listened to World of Tanks and he said, you know what?
Probably.
This is the worst. And rightly gave us 1 star. Listen, let's not get butthurt. Everybody's got taste. But if you do enjoy the show, maybe kind of offset us getting that 1-star review by throwing us a couple 5 stars.
Yeah, because apparently it really does affect everything. We are pretty down on the iTunes list, and that's the gold standard for podcasting. So if we could go boost that up, that would be great. I know we actually hit number 1 in one of the foreign countries on the, I think it was like Turkey. We got number 1 on iTunes.
That's the country?
What do they see in us?
Oh, that's the wrong country.
I don't know.
Man. I'm just saying.
No, are you insulting our Turkish listeners?
Yes. I'm going to
Shut
go
up,
ahead and
Elliot.
say yes.
We will remove Elliot from the podcast
I stand with
if you give us
freedom.
enough 5-star reviews.
Please, I'm trying
10
to
more
leave. So
5-star
hard.
reviews and we will kick Elliot off the
I'm trying
podcast.
so hard to get out of this.
Okay, so you can also follow us on social media. We have a Twitter account at Budget Arcade. We have a Facebook account, facebook.com/Budget Arcade. We have an Instagram account at Budget Arcade. We have a website. It's http://www.budgetarcade.com.
Really, we should just call it ElliotTalks.com because that's...
Listen,
just
I've
Elliot.
written half a story. I just need to finish it.
Well, and you can also join our Discord from our website. I've got a couple links up there. You can also follow any of our social medias from the website as well, budgetarcade.com. If you want to leave us any hate mail, of course, it's show@budgetarcade.com. Music is by Stimage, and you can download his music at metroidmetal.com.
And if by
Thank
chance...
you for joining us.
If by chance you are the guy who left us that 1-star review, we're cool with it. Shoot us an email and rip us a new one. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
All right, thank you, and game on.
What a super thick sode. This might be the
Are you
longest
trying
one.
for sound bites now?
I don't know. Usually
No,
they work.
that's what it was.
Yeah, no, they usually work.
You think that worked?
Yeah, it usually does.
It would have.
I mean, I'm recording on my end right now.
Me too.
It'll pop up.
This will be on the end of the episode.
Oh, great. In that case...
I know how to do this too.
Oh, Craig left.
All right, I'm stopping.